Hello everyone, I am Bharatwaj and today I am going to explain about JavaScript using DOM manipulation in JavaScript. So JavaScript is a high-level scripting language. It is used to control the behavior of the web pages. So HTML gives you the skeletal structure of the web page, and CSS will be able to style the web page, but JavaScript gives the life for the entire web page. So you can control the behavior of each and every element that's inside the web page. So initially JavaScript was a client-side programming language where the JavaScript was run on the browser side. But 10 years ago, something phenomenal happened. Node.js was created. So Node.js was a runtime environment that helps you to run JavaScript outside the browser. So you'll be able to create servers. So you'll be able to create and interact with the servers with the help of JavaScript. So JavaScript provides you by running JavaScript in the backend, you'll be able to handle API request and fetch the data from the client side, and based on the route, you can fetch the data from the backend and give it to the front end, and you can create a lot of RESTful APIs using JavaScript in the backend. So it's a very powerful language where you can use it for both front end and backend. So today we'll learn about DOM manipulation. So DOM is a document object model. So when you create an HTML page and when it's loaded in the browser creates a tree-like structure. So that's called as DOM tree, where every node is an object. Suppose HTML is the root element. So inside HTML there'll be a body tag. So body tag will be the child element, and inside body tag there'll be header tag and paragraph tag. So those will be the child element of the body tag. So it creates a tree-like structure. So using JavaScript, we'll be able to manipulate these elements using JavaScript. So this is what is DOM manipulation, and DOM document object model provides us with various properties, methods to interact, to manipulate the behavior of the HTML elements. So today we'll be creating a simple dice game using DOM manipulation. So our entire focus will only be on DOM manipulation and creating the simple dice game. So we will start with the code. So this is my folder structure. I have 6 dice images. So you can see this dice 1, dice 2. So I created a simple HTML boilerplate. We'll start with the code. First, we'll create a container. And inside container, we'll create 2 other div elements for our dice images. And inside each dice image, we'll have one header tag. So paragraph tag for player 1 and player 2, and an image for dice. The same thing in the bottom. And after this, we'll create 2 buttons, that is start game and reset game. And give ID for these buttons, because buttons should be identified uniquely. So I'll give ID attribute for the button. So it will be start button. Another one will be a reset button. So this is all you need, like a header tag for dice game and 2 images for player 1 and player 2 and 2 buttons start game and end game. So now let's give styling. So I already have predefined this color because I want to use this color. So I already have it. I'll use the same color for the as background color. Now, so you all know margin and padding should be 0 because body has a predefined margin and padding. We'll style the container element. So container width, I'll give it as 80%. So this is the simple web page. So we'll make it center. We'll design and make this web page center. I'm sorry, we didn't link the style sheet itself. So we'll link. We'll use the script tag to link with a JavaScript page, that's script.js. You can actually write a JavaScript in the script tag itself, but we'll do a modular approach. So we'll keep the JavaScript file separate and we're linking to it. So you can see all elements in the center. Now we'll make a dice containers in the center. So we'll apply styling for head element. We'll apply the similar styles for paragraph element also. and we'll style up buttons also. We'll add an hovering effect for the buttons. So we'll make the images as inline block elements. The dice as inline block, so that it displays horizontally, because div is a block element, so there won't be a line break in it. So you can see we can add more styling to it. This is a simple web page. So let us stop our styling part here, and we'll write JavaScript code to play this game. So we'll be using DOM manipulation. So in DOM manipulation, you'll be capturing every element using document and query selector. So in document and query selector, you can use use either class or class and ID selectors. For class, you should use dot and the class name, and for IDs you have to use hash. And there's another method also, you can use getElementBy class name or getElementBy ID name, where you can directly enter the class and ID name without using the dot and hash. So first we'll create a variable. Variable header. We'll first select the images, image 1 and image 2, using document.querySelector. So image is a tag name and dot image 1 is the class name. So this is how we select the image. And image 2, again the same thing, document dot querySelector, image tag name plus image 2. So you have selected both the images. Now let's select the start game and the reset game buttons. So here I am using getElementById. So you have to just insert the ID name, that is start, for this button, and we will select the reset button also. Let us name this button itself. So let us give an ID for this header also, because we'll be using this. So using the same logic, we'll be selecting the header also. Since we have selected all the elements using the document.querySelector, now it's time to build our game. So we'll create our first function, that is start play button. So we'll give a behavior to the play start game button. So if you click on the start game, what behavior it will manipulate in the HTML web page. So let's create that. So this is the addEventListener button, addEventListener function. So what this function does is it keeps listening for events, like click events. So click the button, what event should trigger. So that's why this button is used. It keeps listening for events. So let's set. So what I'm doing here is generating a random number between 1 to 6. So math.random will keep whenever you run this function, it keeps generating numbers from 0 to 0.9. So when you give it into 6, it will generate from 1 to 6. So based on the numbers we are generating, we'll be manipulating the images, which you can see on the left hand side, dice 1, dice 2, dice 3, dice 4, dice 5, dice 6. We'll display it on the screen, so randomly. So that's why I'm creating this random variable to display the images randomly. So this is random number 2. Math.floor is nothing but gives you the floor value. Suppose it's 6.8, it will give you 6, 7.8 give you 7, something like that. So it will give you the floor value. So setAttribute is a function that has two values: the name of the attribute, and its value. So as you all know, image tag has a source and the URL link value. So first is the name, that is the attribute, that is source, and the link. So this is how you write the link, because you want to randomly generate one dice from dice 1 to 6. So this is the code to write. So that's images/dice plus rand1, that is random number between 1 to 6, and again rand2 for image2, that is random number between 1 to 6. I hope you understood this. So let's write the function if-else condition here between player 1 and player 2. So as you all know, we have already selected the header element using its ID tag. So we are writing innerHTML means like what you want to write inside the HTML tag. So use innerHTML. You can also insert an image inside some tag by selecting its ID. So innerHTML is what you want to, what content you want to write inside the HTML tag. So only after you click the start game button, you'd be displaying the dice images. So based on that, you will get to know whether player 1 or player 2 wins. So it's I'm actually as you already know, I'm generating random values. So whichever random values, rand1, rand2 number has the highest value, so that player wins. So now let's create behavior for the reset button. So initially I won't be displaying the dice images. I would display only the dice images when you click on start game button. So I would call this reset function here. Why I'm calling means initially I don't want to display my images. So that's why it will run once and won't display any images, any dice images. So again, I'm using addEventListener function. As I already told, it will listen for click events. So, and the function, I'll just write it here, reset, that I've already created. So you can see in the previous addEventListener, I've directly created the function inside. You can do like this also, or you can define a function outside like this reset, and you can write the function name here. So this is nothing but an arrow function. So there are two ways you can add the function attribute to this addEventListener function. If you want, you can add emojis also. So this is HTML page where I created the dice game using JavaScript DOM manipulation. So when you click on start game, imagine there are two players rolling the dice. So whichever player has a higher number of the dice, he wins the game. And if both the dice numbers are equal, it's a draw game. So let's start. So you can see player 2 wins. Okay. So player 1 wins because he has the highest number, and it's a draw game because both the dice have the same number, and you can reset the game. You can start the game again. So that's all about the JavaScript DOM manipulation. Thank you.